the film a better life?
Oh God, how much time do you have?
The main message.
Your role as Lisbeth was so physical, and your movements were so disciplined. What did you do to train for that?
There was a lot of physical training that went into it. You know, I had to learn how to ride the motorcycle. I did kickboxing, computer training, dialect training, stuff like that.
Did you do a lot of your own stunts?
Yeah, I did. I mean, what do you mean, the motorcycle?
Well, probably not the motorcycle, but I mean, in other words,
there was a lot of the motorcycle riding that I was unable to do. It was far too dangerous, but everything else was me.
Wow, it was incredible. Now, Lisbeth was so dark. How did were you able to shed that persona fairly easy, or did she stay with you?
You know, I don't know. I don't really think about it like that. It was hard to come off of the experience because it was a very long, intense experience, and you know, it's hard to work with people so closely for over a year, and then you leave that. You know, that part of it's hard.
Well, good luck and congratulations on everything.
Roger Durling.
Thank you. And welcome to one of the most exciting nights in the film festival. I've been looking forward to this evening for weeks. I need to thank our presenting sponsor, lynda.com, for making the whole festival possible. And tonight's Virtuoso Award is sponsored by Stella Artois. All of the performers tonight, Demian, Bichir, Patton, Oswalt, Shailene Woodley, Melissa McCarthy, Andy Serkis, and Rooney have made incredible music on their own. But tonight, all of them together, we're going to see a symphony. Please welcome our moderator for the evening, a great friend of the film festival. He's also the senior writer for Entertainment Weekly and the official Oscar greeter on the red carpet, Dave Carter.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, everybody. It is an absolute pleasure to be back here helping with the Virtuosos panel for the second year, and I'm very excited that we've graduated to the Arlington Theater. This is perhaps the most beautiful theater I've ever seen in my life. Now, the 6 people that we're honoring tonight, some of them have been nominated for Critics' Choice Awards, some of them have been nominated for Golden Globes this year, some have been nominated for Screen Actors Guild Awards, some have been nominated for Oscars. But there's only one awards body that had the vision, intelligence, and foresight to honor all 6 of them, and that is the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, Virtuosos Award. So I congratulate Roger Durling and everybody involved with the festival for having the wisdom to honor them all. I do have one bit of sad news to announce before we begin the program, which is that one of the 6 honorees is not able to be with us tonight. That's Melissa McCarthy, who has fallen ill. So I have been asked to read a statement from her, which reads, "I want to thank the Santa Barbara International Film Festival for this award, and I assure you, the only thing that's keeping me from being here tonight is full-blown laryngitis. It may also be the only time I've ever been this quiet in my life. I am so incredibly honored to be in the company of Andy, Rooney, Demian, Patton, and Shailene. All of their wonderful performances inspire me to do better work myself. What can I say? They leave me literally speechless. Thank you so much." So Melissa is on orders from her full-time employer, Mike and Molly, not to speak, which is why she's not here tonight. But we do have the other 5 incredible honorees here with us tonight, which I'm very excited about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rooney Mara.
people know, this is not the first film you've made with David Fincher. You were in The Social Network, the very famous early in the movie scene where you shot apparently 99 times or something crazy with Jesse Eisenberg. Did you ever think that a relatively small part in The Social Network would lead to this lead role in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
No, I mean, I still don't really think of it like that. I think actually my part in The Social Network almost at first made David not really want to cast me for the part of Lisbeth, so I don't really think of it like that.
At what point did he start talking to you about this? Had you already been completely done with Social Network, or was there ever any inkling that this might be in the future?
Yeah, you know, I only worked for, I think it was 4 days on The Social Network, so I really didn't know David. You know, I knew I had an immense amount of respect for the way that he worked, and I really enjoyed that experience, but it was only 4 days, so I really didn't know him at all. I think it wasn't until much, much later that I even knew that he would be directing The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
You've done a lot of interviews with Entertainment Weekly where I work, and I know each time that you were interviewed by my colleague Rob Brunner, he would ask you, have you actually seen the movie yet? Because you had all these opportunities to see the movie, either in a screening room by yourself or at various premieres, and you always said no, you weren't sure if you were ready. So have you seen this movie yet?
Yes, I have. I saw it, I think it was opening night.
What'd you think?
I thought it was great.
Do you find is it weird for you to watch yourself, particularly when you're the title character, or do you get a kick out of it?
No, it's still hard, even just watching those few scenes. It's hard because it's still very fresh. You know, we really only finished the movie not that long ago, and you know, I remember those scenes very differently shooting them, especially, you know, watching that subway scene. It's 25-30 seconds, but it was 3 days for me, and I remember it much differently, and so it's strange to see it.
Yeah, and particularly some of the fight sequences, which was probably the same thing that you're talking about, right? I mean, that was just hours and hours, days and days of you and that stuntman, right? I mean, it must have been insane.
Yeah, the subway scene is what I was talking about. It took us 3 days to shoot that, and I just remember it being much different than what's on the screen.
One of the hallmarks of the way you characterize Lisbeth is just the intense, kind of matter-of-fact way that she speaks. And it's so riveting to watch. Do you find that now that you've finished this movie and it's been a while, does that change the way that you speak at all? Because you were speaking as her in that fashion for so long?
I think in my real life I have a little bit of that myself. You know, you have to sort of, to be socialized, you have to try not to be that way, but I think, you know, I'm pretty matter-of-fact myself. But no, I don't think I'm still, you know, I don't really think of it like that. I never really thought, okay, I'm in character now I'm out of character. I'm sure that a lot of the character did rub off on me, but it's not anything that I'm really conscious of.
As I understand it, when you and David Fincher spoke about this, and he said he basically was offering you the part, he explained to you all the things that were going to happen to you, both to prepare for the film, getting ears, all the things that Elizabeth would have to go through, riding a motorcycle, and as I understand it, it was the bike that was the thing that you were most apprehensive about going into the shoot. How about when you were actually on set? Was there a particular scene, a particular moment that scared you the most before you did it?
Not really. You know, I think there was definitely a lot of tension built up for the two of the rape scenes. I wouldn't say I was particularly nervous to shoot them. It was just, they're such important scenes to the entire trilogy, and we had talked so much about them leading up to it, so I think there was a lot leading up to those days. But I wouldn't say there was anything I was particularly really scared to do.
The fact that you have such a complicated relationship in the film with Daniel Craig's character, and it goes through such amazing permutations, how did that affect the way the two of you as actors related to each other when you weren't shooting? Did you guys kind of keep a distance from each other? Did you choose to try to bond and get to know each other? What was it like?
I think me and Daniel are both quite aloof and guarded people, so we didn't bond that much. You know, we didn't have that much to shoot together, but we did spend quite a lot of time rehearsing with David and the rest of the cast, and with Steve Zalian, and just reading through the script and trying to make things work. And you know, we were lucky in that we started off shooting in Stockholm, and for the first few months, everything we were shooting was pretty, you know, insignificant. It was coming in and out of doors, and so we had a lot of time to get comfortable with each other before we went to LA and did sort of the meat of the movie.
Now that you're done, when you finished the filming of it, what was the one thing that you did first to try to get back to being Rooney again? Was it taking a specific piercing out? Was it cutting the mohawk out? What was the first thing that you just had to do to try to become yourself again?
I don't know. I think I tried not to do anything for a while. It was hard to come off of the movie, and there wasn't really a day that it was over because we had to wait around for reshoots, and I think I waited till as long as I could to take out some of the piercings, and yeah, I wouldn't say I was really dying to change anything right away.
And then as far as your understanding, what's the time frame to get back into being Elizabeth again? Because it's going to happen. There's 2 more books, people.
I don't really know. That's a better question for Sonia, I guess. I don't really know. You know, I'm happy to have a little bit of a break, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing the next 2, and I'd be really happy to do that.
Do you feel like you want to just sit on a beach in Fiji somewhere between now and then, or do you feel like let's say they came to you and said, we want to do this in 4 months from now? Would that be okay for you, or are you thinking, can I make a romantic comedy between now and
then? Beaches and romantic comedies are not my thing. I'm kind of a workaholic, so I'm ready to get back to it.
Are you? So what do you have in the pipeline? Is there anything that you know that you're doing?
Nothing that I can talk about.
That's often the best kind. Well, I mean, this was a role that was probably extremely daunting to take on. I can only imagine what must have been going through your head the night before you started shooting, but you pulled it off, and then some. So many congratulations, and thank you so much for being here tonight.
There are only a few characters that in literature that actually escape their books and become, in a way, more resonant and more important than the books in which they're introduced. You know, when you think about Sherlock Holmes, Hannibal Lecter, Elizabeth Salander, and to play these characters is a tremendous undertaking, because you've got not only the hopes of all the fans who read the book riding on you, but carrying a tremendous film at the same time. Ms. Mara did an extraordinary job. So, a Virtuoso award goes to Ms. Rooney Mara.